Hiya, and welcome to TechHeart's First 100, a series where I literally review the first 100 episodes of a show or until the show ends because I hate myself and free time. Today we have episode 3 of El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Rivera, Enter the Cuervo. First thing first, if you watched last El Tigre's review, you know that I dislike cutaway gags because they distract from the mood. Well, this episode starts with a cutaway gag that I immediately didn't like because 1, there wasn't an established mood yet, and 2, the jokes in them were really However, the first real joke wasn't actually the cutaway like I had thought. Instead, it was the build-up to the joke, that the action that got Manny to hate the villain of the episode was that she told Frida that Manny's hair was naturally straight, despite the horrible and possibly fatal things she did to his best friend. It's one of the reasons why I like this show. It's not afraid of cruel humor, but it doesn't go out of its way to be cruel. Like I said earlier, it's like Ren and Stimpy, only about a pair of dynamic friends interacting with the world instead of the least dynamic couple possible interacting with each other. This episode still has plenty of jokes, but the thing is that several of them are cliché or simply not fitting the mood they were going for. Also, my girlfriend suggested that he start a counter of how many people El Tigre probably killed throughout the series, because trust me, this is not the last time this happens. That's 3. 3 people right off the bat whose cars were dumped into the ocean. The episode starts turning for the better a little ways into Act 2, and the jokes get better. Actually, I had a straight joke I like.
What happened?
Oh, I tripped on a girl. Step! On a step!
Oh, well, don't forget to come over.
Trust me, it's hard for me to like anything hetero, but that was funny.
That was a joke, by the way.
It wasn't that funny. The fight Manny and Frida have that transitions into the third act was also really good. I'm gonna play one of the jokes for you, but I can't show you the whole fight because fair use is apparently no longer a thing.
It still needs some fine-tuning.
Where have you been the last 2 days? What kind of piñata is this? What's the square root of 9?
Square root?
I need help with my math homework, which you would know if you were any kind of friend.
This episode actually did have a moral, surprisingly enough, although to be fair, the moral was basically bros before hoes, so I don't know if it counts. One credit I'll definitely give this episode is that it kinda points out the dynamic of Manny and Frida. 2 chaotic neutrals won't fight enough for their dynamic to cause an episode-long conflict, meaning that a disagreement can only be caused by the intention of someone else. However, the plot was, again, super predictable, the villain was like every DC Comics woman ever, and the beginning did lack that El Tigre charm. It's definitely the worst of the 3 I've reviewed so far, but it's not that bad, just kinda mediocre leaning good. I would watch it again if I'm doing a full rewatch of the series, but I wouldn't go out of my way to see it otherwise. It would rank like a 5.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. So yeah, tune in next time I do a first 100s on El Tigre, because I'm probably going to go insane, because not only is every episode basically the same episode, but also it's really hard to critically review, because all it has is humor. It's really the only content.